cooperative learning. The rationale of my research is to create a cooperative environment for students to talk. And the second one is to motivate students speaking through cooperative learning. And the third one is to encourage students to help and learn from each other. Before I do the cooperative learning, I want to define it briefly. Cooperative learning is focus on to group students and assign them roles and wish students to work together to learn together. So it's the essence of cooperative learning is cooperation. So before I conduct the study, first I will do the heterogeneous grouping. My participants are 37th graders, and I divide them into 5 groups, and there were 6 students in each group. Among each group, I select two high achievers, 2 medium achievers, and 2 lower achievers. And the next one is responsibility. I assign each member a role, so they have their own duty. You can see Appendix 1, how I divide each student's the role. They have leader, they have recorder, they have timer, observer, or even disciplining section chief. And then I will use small group observation sheet. The sheet is to observe. I assign 1 member from each group to observe their group's learning. If I want to check if they really do the right things as I wish, so I will send the leader this sheet. For example, this is the date and the name. And if students in this class on November 1st and he cooperate with someone, so I'll give him the leaders from each group will give him 1 point. If he talk too loudly or just do the chit chat, I will deduct. The leader will deduct his point. So after I calculate, the leaders calculate the points, I will collect it back, collect to me, and I will understand which students doesn't behave very well and or disturb others. And then I can do the follow-up instruction. And the next one is for peer evaluation. After the performance, I want students to evaluate their peers because I think it will make them more engaged in the activities. Each activities has different evaluation sheets. So here's my examples. For the first one is for relay reading. So I divide several items for them to check. And they should work together and have, they should reach the common ideas to choose who is the best group, which is the best group. And the second one is the evaluation sheet for Pecha, and later I will discuss it. And the third one is stopping. And next is about the teaching material. They are 7th graders, so I use handling English book 1. And my learning goal is as follows. The first one, students can read the dialogues by reading. And the second one, students can fluently speak out the sentence using the auxiliary verb can by Pecha. The third one is students can read a dialogue of Unit 1 by W. As for my teaching process, first, I will do the whole class teaching. I will teach them about the content of their learning material. And the second, I will let them do the group learning. Among the group, 2 fast learners should teach 2 slow learners. As for the medium level learners, they can learn from each other. And the third one is about activities. As I mentioned, I designed 3 activities for them to practice speaking. The first one is presentation. After they practice, they should present in front of the classroom. And then after their performance, the other group can evaluate their performance. And the last one is when we calculate the points and we will reward the group with high scores. First one is relay reading. My purpose is I hope students listen carefully. Before they speak, they should listen carefully and they know when it's time for them to take turns speaking. The procedure is that students, they should work together, and then each one, they can divide they have their own sentences. For example, student A say the first sentence and student B say the second one. I'll show the clips to let you know how I conduct the activity.
On the bus, Miss Wang is talking on the cell phone. Excuse me.
So each one take turns to read the sentence. And for the second one is Pecha Kucha. The purpose is to train students speaking fluency. Pecha Kucha in Japanese, it means chatter or keep talking. So originally it emphasizes to speak concisely and fast, because when the presenter they present something, they will talk too much. So Pecha Kucha is a way for presentation for the printer to speak very concisely and fast, very rapidly. So how I do it is I just display pictures on the PowerPoint, and I randomly ask one member from each group to make sentence according to the picture. But the point is that PowerPoint is very useful to do Pecha Kucha because you can adjust the duration between each slides. You can make the duration time more fast, just like 1 second, or more slower, just like 2 seconds. So students should keep pace with the PowerPoint. It's very exciting when you make each slide a limit only for 1 or 2 seconds. So let's take a look at the video clip.
来，我先请那个周柔君来念一下。He can walk. He can swim. He can carry a bag. He can speak English. He can take a picture. He can take frisbee. They can play tennis. He can throw a ball. He can read a watch. He can turn off the cell phone.
okay, she did a good job. I need to mention she's the best learner. So, but some students, they don't did such a good job. And for the third one is dubbing. Because I want students to dub the character, they can personalize the character by themselves as they wish. So the procedure is that I display the clips of the dialogue and I let students to add the voice to the film or to the animation. We say dub the character, so they see how it works.
等一下，开始。
They are very happy, but as for my personal reflection, I think when I count out these three activities, I think students at the beginning they think it's a fresh idea. They're so excited, but later on they just reluctant to join me, and they think why bothers I should use this way to teach speaking, because it's really time consuming. So I interview some of the students. I want to know why the activity sounds interesting, but students didn't actively participate in the activity as my expectation. So I do the interview and I ask the first question: what are the advantages of practicing speaking through cooperative learning? And they think, the first one, they think they have more time to practice, and the second one, they think they can help the slow learners, and the third one, they think they learn how to cooperate, and the last one, they think it's a new way to learn. And I asked them about the advantages of it, and 100% students agree it's too noisy. Yeah. And the second one is they think it's kind of waste time, and then they think they will argue. They will argue more than before. So I really, and I asked my interviewee in depth, and they say that because I don't want to read a sentence and I should read, so they will fight they will argue with each other, so they have more argument than before. So it's to my surprise to see the result. And the last one is irresponsible members. So they feel it's very, they don't like to do it because they should deal with the irresponsible members. And for the third question, I asked, do you like to practice speaking through cooperative learning? It's half-half. Because these part students, they think because they like the activities and they won't feel shy when they speak as a group, and then they will feel bored or sleepy. And for this part, they think the classroom is too noisy, and some students don't cooperate with others, or some students think they like the traditional way, it's more efficient. For the fourth question, I asked, do you believe cooperative learning will improve your English speaking? Over 80% students, they think it will improve their English speaking ability because it will decrease their anxiety, and they are willing to speak and they have more practice time. But for the minority, they think, if I am not motivated, no matter what kind of approach you use, I won't learn, so it's not the point, okay? And for the fifth one, do you like to evaluate other groups' performance? More than 60% students, they think they like to evaluate and they can foster a sense of participation. But for the about 30 more students, they don't like. They just think it's it wastes a lot of time. Here comes to my suggestion. As for the results, and I collect the ideas from my student, I think next time if I conduct the approach again or such studies again, I should give more demonstration and guidance, because students, they in the past time, they are accustomed to the old traditional way, more teacher-centered activity, so they don't know how to cooperate, how to teach, how to deal with, or how to work with others. So they need time to learn, and teachers should circulate around the classroom more often, because for fear of the argument or other problems. And number two, it's hard to manage the classroom, because when you empower students to talk, and they will just talk, they will discuss. Yeah, most of them, they just do the chit-chatting. So I think teachers should think the best way to control the whole class. And for the third one, is students need extra time. Yeah, they are accustomed to a different learning model. And for the number four, teachers should encourage students to discuss in English, because during their discussion, I saw them hear they speak English. They always discuss in Chinese. And the last one, if possible, teachers can take students to the language lab or a more spacious room for fear of disturbance. And to conclude, it really takes time to do the paperwork, and I'm really under a lot of pressures, because if it's not successful, I'm afraid I can't present here. So I'm really nervous if I can gain some result or positive ways. But during the process, I think it changed my teaching routines or habits. I got a different perspective about teaching. And although not every student feels positive about the approach, but they really have experienced different kind of learning model, learning way, just like they have their own responsibility in English.